Doesn't that bother you? Do you guys watch beauty videos where their hair's in their face? Like, my hair is at least up, but there are so many beauty gurus who their hair is like down and in their face, and they're like lifting their hair and trying. I'm like, just put it up. Like, you know, I have about like, I don't know, 15 minutes to get ready, so I just thought that I would chit chat and have you guys get ready with me. I'm mixing the Revlon Color Stay with Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Foundation. I'm just going to apply that. I'm going to use a brush, and for some people a brush works great to apply their foundation. For me, it doesn't, but I just use it to like get the product on my face fast, and then I go in with a beauty blender to make sure it's not streaky and stuff. But anyways, how are you guys doing? Honestly, like I'm doing okay, but I just guess I wish that we could go outside. Like, this is worse than just the basic quarantine. I live in Washington, so the fires are like super intense, and it's like really smoky. The air quality is horrible. Me and Simeon and David too have really just been stuck in the house. Like, David can't work, and like we can't go to the park or whatever, and so it's been bad. Like, I just feel really bad for Simeon, and I feel like he's just been hurting himself like left and right. I think it's just because he's in the house like too much. 3 days ago, he gave himself his first fat lip. He was running, which, by the way, if you've ever seen some toddlers run, they run like a drunk girl in a scary movie, you know, like just waving their arms everywhere. And I'm like, what are you doing? Anyway, he was running like that, and he had a tiny little wooden piano in his hands, and he was running to me and tripped and hit his face on the wooden piano. So he totally got a fat lip. I'll insert a picture here. Yeah, first fat lip. I was freaking out. He like bled quite a bit, but he didn't care. Like, probably a couple minutes after it happened, he had no cares about it. So I guess that was good. He was being stronger than I was, but still, it looked so bad. I'm gonna use e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and I'm gonna use the matte one for underneath my eyes, and then I'm gonna use a darker shade in the hydrating one for my face. Since my molar pregnancy, which I have a video on, my face is still really dry, because when I'm pregnant, my face gets dry. So we're still on that train here. Today is the first day that it has rained. It finally rained. It's still smoky outside, but I feel like that probably helped the situation. I honestly thought about just taking Simeon outside in the rain. I was like, I don't even care. We'll just get wet and come back in. But what has been nice is like David's family and my family, they've all come over like during this time, which makes Simeon's day a little more exciting, you know? Like, it's not just the same day over and over again for him. He gets to see all of his family. My sister and I are headed to Hobby Lobby because they're having a really good sale, and they just opened a Hobby Lobby in our mall, which is so exciting. So I'm gonna go there. We've been really inspired by that show on Netflix, that Get Organized with the Home Edit show or whatever. And so I want to get some organizational bins and stuff to organize like my makeup desk and stuff. And even before I started watching that show, David and I were kind of getting in the organizational groove, and his friend came over And that's how you know that you have a good friend. So his friend Grady came over, and so David is best friends with Grady, and then I'm best friends with Grady's girlfriend Molly. She and I do Bible study every Thursday. Anyway, so they're basically the friends that we do life with. And so, like, Grady has heard me complain about how, you know, because David's projects have gotten out of control in the garage, I can't park in the garage, and especially with all the ash and smoke and stuff, my car looks disgusting now. Anyways, so he's like, okay, I'm here, I kind of feel like, you know, getting stuff done. David, let's go, we're gonna clean out the garage. And I'm like, what? That's how you know that you have a good friend. Anyways, he totally helped David clean out the garage. So that looks beautiful. There's nothing that makes you feel like an adult more than when your garage is like organized with shelving and stuff. Yeah. I'm gonna use like the little bit left of my Chanel bronzer. If I did do a whole video on this, and like a review on it, obviously I still love it. I'm using the very last remnants of it, and I'm putting it down my neck just so my face and my neck match a little bit better. I also want to say thank you guys for the love on my pantry video. I really wasn't sure about that one, and that's kind of like a, you know, YouTuber thing. It's always the videos that you don't expect that do really well and people just love, and so I got a lot of love on that video, like from friends and family, and I got a thumbs down on it. That's how you know that I'm making it, you know, got a thumbs down. I'm going to use this powder, the Urban Decay powder. Simeon took the top of it, and I have yet to get it back. But I put it in the lid of this e.l.f. powder. I know, it's just dumb and crazy, but I like this lid better than that lid, and so I use this one. I'm gonna just place this powder where my makeup deteriorates the fastest. Mostly my nose. My nose is just a little trickster. What I have to be like conscious and aware of is if I put too much powder and I put it all over my mouth, I have a little mustache. We all do. Let's just be honest here. And if I put too much powder on there, you can totally, like, even if I have just gotten rid of my mustache, you can see it and it looks bad. And I'm gonna get a big old fluffy brush, get the little bit extra in there, and set the rest of my face and my neck. I'm gonna use this Kylie blush in Kitten Baby. Like, I just feel like that's a really weird name, but whatever. Anyways, it's kind of a peachy shade. That's what I'm going for. Sorry for the lighting. I really shouldn't have to apologize. Like, it should be the content that matters, but I do YouTube on my phone, so whatever. I just wanted to get content out there, you know? I just wanted to hang out with you guys. And I know that my quality isn't the best yet, but it will be someday. I believe it. If you can dream it, you can do it, you know? And I get a little bit of that blush and literally just apply it on my eyelids. See? I just got this Wander Beauty Seascape palette. This is what it looks like. I just really like this shade right here. It's just, I wouldn't say this palette's the most pigmented, so I don't know that I would go out and buy it. But because someone gave it to me for free, like, I'm gonna use it, you know? So it's not as pigmented as I would like it to be. But I actually like that for the shade that I'm using, because it makes it really easy to blend. And it's a transition shade, so I don't need it to be freaking super pigmented or anything. Then I am gonna go back in with that blush. I know, crazy. But it just adds that tone from my cheeks into my eyes and makes it so they kind of match, you know? That's a trick that you can do. A lot of people will do their makeup and the technique is great, everything looks great, but something just seems off. Usually that means that the tones are off. So the tone of your lip mixed with your blush and your eyeshadow, things just aren't like cohesive, and so that can be a problem. So if you're wanting to do just like a simple look like I'm doing and make sure the tones are right, just get your bronzer, whatever bronzer you used, your blush, put that in the crease, and then everything will match. Continuing on, in the hopes of becoming America's Next Top Model, I think I shall highlight now because I'm looking matte. Use the Jaclyn Hill palette. I love this palette, and I'm very surprised that it wasn't a permanent thing. Anyways, I really like this yellow shade. I was using this really bright shade because I'm very pale, obviously. But I realized the other day that the yellow shade, like the tone of it is just really good for my skin tone. So I kind of mix them together, but I mostly do the yellow one. Using this like lighter shade also allows me to just go crazy. I can just go like that, which is convenient because I'm a mom. Gotta be fast. You know, can't worry about messing things up. Lovely. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can tell, but my brows are not the same at all. I have to like build an arch on this brow because it doesn't match whatsoever. Do they match? I kind of feel like this one's thicker, but I'm just not gonna care. That's like a big makeup lesson that I've learned in my life, is if it's good enough, just leave it. That's why in middle school or like when I was a teenager, my makeup took so long, is because I wanted to make sure my eyebrows were perfect. I wanted to make sure my liner and my lashes matched perfectly. And it's just like, there are occasions where it's just not gonna match, you know? But what was stupid is, like in high school, you know, I didn't have any friends that were gonna point out, oh my gosh, your brow, this one is 1 millimeter longer than the other one, you know? I didn't have friends that were rude like that who would, you know, analyze my face and then tell me that. If you have friends like that, get better friends, okay? But anyways, and then especially when I became an adult, I worked with all men for a lot of my working career, and they don't frickin' notice. They barely noticed if I wouldn't wear makeup one day. And I feel like that's quite a big difference, you know? So who are you trying to match your brows for, you know? Yourself? Well, time for you and yourself to have a chat and realize that if they're good enough, they're good enough. Sure. That's why it's nice to have this rag around to get the foundation off your lips. That's another thing that just irritates me that beauty gurus do. Like Nikki Tutorials, love her dearly. She's so talented. And like, who am I to say that she shouldn't do this? But she straight up like purposely puts foundation on her lips and then will put lip product on top of it. And I'm like, ah! I also got a ton of the Maybelline glosses. I really like these glosses. They're like super nice. They're not sticky at all. They're very like watery, wet feeling almost, but they're very glossy. I feel like they have the right amount of pigment. They're beautiful. Anyways, I'm gonna use some mascara. I always use the Maybelline Lash Sensational. I get lots of questions about it on like my Instagram pictures and stuff, and in real life. So another makeup lesson that I've learned is when you're watching these beauty gurus, you need to find like people that like have the same lashes as you or have the same skin tone or skin type as you. Like, it's totally fine to watch people who have nothing in common with you just because you think they're fun or whatever. I've noticed people like will buy a mascara that a beauty guru recommended and then it doesn't work for them at all. And they're like, I just don't understand. Everything that so-and-so recommends is so good. I don't know why it didn't work for me. Well, did you check to see if you guys have the same type of lashes? So I have super long lashes naturally, but they're very thin. So I have like thin, fine lashes. And so things like Lash Paradise does not work for me at all. I don't necessarily need a thickening mascara. Like drier formulas don't work for me. What I need for my lashes is like a strong formula, which is like this. This I would almost call water resistant. It's very, Like if you cry or just get a little bit wet, it's not gonna run. You have to like kind of really rub at it. And it strengthens and lengthens. That's what I need, but that's not gonna work for everyone. Okay, I'm gonna first go in with the Urban Decay All Nighter. I had a fan, like a handheld fan, and Simeon broke it. So, yay me. And then I'm gonna go in with this NYX Dewy Finish Spray, just a tinkle bit. That's the finished makeup look. Let's see the final reveal. Alrighty guys, this is the final look. I hope that you guys enjoyed hanging out with me and just, you know, getting ready, doing our makeup. It's a fun time. It's what girls do, you know? Yeah, so I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. And I have plenty more videos on my channel that I'm sure you'll love, so check those out. And I'll see you guys in my next video.